Alright, so this is for Q. I'm not looking forward to this. He already said it's a killer, so this is gonna be one of those don't know what I got myself into workouts. One pull, up to 10, back down, just like the Brotherhood 220. So let's see how this shit goes, you know? Shot.
Nobody's gonna be able to save it for you. So we have to do what we have to do, no matter what it is.
Let me tell you something you already know. The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. Now, if you know what you're worth, then go out and get what you're worth. But you gotta be willing to take the hits and not pointing fingers saying you ain't where you want to be because of him or her or anybody. Cowards do that, and that ain't you. You're better than that.
See right there, locking the elbow.
But if you're willing to go
I almost have to push my scapula down and lock all around on those chin-ups.
I mean, maybe some of you guys got something,
So that's 4.
Something you really want to do, something you never said, there's something. And you're told no, even after you pay your dues. Who's got the right to tell you that? Who? Nobody. It's your right to listen to your gut. It ain't nobody's right to say no. After you earn the right to be where you want to be, you do what you want to do.
To be a human being now is a blessing. To go through everything we are experiencing at this time is a blessing. Please don't give up. Know that an answer is on its way. Know that a solution will come. End the struggle. Accept where you are.
Jesus.
Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure.
You said it was gonna be tough.
Not our darkness that will frighten.
I'm at 5.
Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people
This is
won't
pretty
feel
dirty.
you around you. You will all be inside of children. It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates.
If tomorrow wasn't promised, what would you give her today? We get one opportunity in life, one chance in life to do whatever you're gonna do, to lay your foundation, to make whatever mark you're gonna make, whatever legacy you're gonna leave your legacy. And it's found through effort. Wins and losses come a dime a dozen. But effort, nobody can judge effort. Because effort is between you and you. Effort ain't got nothing to do with nobody else. Because every day is a new day. Every moment is a new moment. So now you got to go out and show them that I'm a different creature now than I was 5 minutes ago. Because I'm pissed off for greatness. Because if you ain't pissed off for greatness, that means you're okay with being mediocre. Ain't no man ain't okay with being just basic. Man who, he wanted to make a lot of money, and so he went to this guru, right? He told the guru, I want to be on the same level you are. And so the guru said, if you want to be on the same level I'm on, I'll meet you tomorrow at the beach at 4 a.m. So the young man got there at 4 a.m. He all ready to rock and roll, got on the suit, Should have wore shorts. The old man grabs his hand and says, how bad do you want to be successful? He said, real bad. He said, walk on out in the water. So he walks out into the water. Watch this. When he walks out into the water, it goes waist deep. So this old man crazy. He's making money, but he's crazy. He said, come on out a little further. He came out a little further. He right at his mouth. My man like, I'm about to go back in here. This guy is mine. But the old man said, I thought you said you wanted to be successful. He said, I do. He said, walk a little further. He came, dropped his head in, held him down, hold him down. My man didn't scratch him, hold him down. He had him held down. Just before my man was about to pass out, he raised him up. He said, when you were underwater, what did you want to do? He said, I wanted to breathe. He told the guy, he said, when you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, then you'll be successful. And when you get to the point where all you want to do is be successful as bad as you want to breathe, then you'll be successful. And I'm here to tell you, number one, that most of you say you want to be successful, but you don't want it bad. You just kind of want it. You don't want it bad and you want to party. You don't want it as much as you want to be cool. Most of you don't want success as much as you want to sleep. Some of you love sleep more than you love success. And I'm here to tell you today, if you're going to be successful, you've got to be willing to give up sleep. You got to be willing to work off for 3 hours of sleep, 2 hours.
I'll tell you what happens too. You know, it happens with push-ups and it happens with pull-ups. When you get to 7 or 8, your mind's already saying, this is what happens on the way up? How am I going to be on the way down? The way down usually isn't bad. You get to the fucking halfway point in anything, you can kind of see the finish line. So the way up's always the worst. Remember that shit.
So how do you make it? How do you overcome the odds?
I don't know what to say, really. 3 minutes to the biggest battle of our professional lives. All comes down to today. We're in hell right now, gentlemen. Believe me. And we can stay here, get the shit kicked out of us, or we can fight our way back into the light. We can climb out of hell.
Or you could be like me. Dream of pro football, get hurt, dream over. Find yourself with just $7 in your pocket. So how did I get here? By being the hardest worker in the room.
Now it's time to see who has it. Now is the time to prove to yourselves and prove to everyone out there you're somebody. You are worthy of something. And you're able to do something special that no one else in the world can do. Are you ready to go out there and take what's yours? Yeah! What you worked hard for? Yeah!
All of us in life have things we want. We don't get what we want. We get what we have to have. We all get what we tolerate in ourselves and other people. But when you're no longer willing to tolerate something, that's when your life changes. Everyone in the world has a list of things they think they should do. I should lose weight. I should work out. I should spend more time with my kids. I should work harder. I should make more calls. I should. And then you know what? People don't do their shoulds and they get mad at themselves. They beat themselves up about it. What changes people is when your should becomes a must. When suddenly the thing you said should happen has to happen. That's when human beings change. It's like if you want to take the island and you're the head of the army and you want to take the island, the most powerful way to take the island is burn the boats. Because if there's no way to go back, it's amazing what happens when it's a must to do something versus a should. That's what makes human beings succeed.
ego is the success inhibitor. You have to do your best not to make decisions.
I guess there's a few things I didn't clarify too. Because I don't know if we can break these things. I don't know if we can bring them down. Pretty sure it's got to be unbroken, so I'm going to take as much rest as I need before grabbing that bar.
Or gradually
Because
tearing
what I mean by unbroken is I don't want to break up my sets in like 4 to like I got 9 chin-ups. I want to do all 9.
I say you've got to pay
I don't want to do
attention.
6 and 3. I don't know if that's even.
You have to watch.
That's the
You have
thing.
to watch every single second.
Might just be just get them done. I don't know.
Because those seconds, they turn into minutes. And minutes turn into hours, and hours turn into days, and days turn into years. And so, that second that just went by, that counted. And so did that second.
Just to get in that dead hang, I really got to force that scapula through.
Those precious.
I mean, a lockout to me is here,
you were either
right?
building
But I'm trying. When I drop hard,
cake, you
it'll
were
push me
either
here.
gaining ground, or you were losing ground. In that second. And in every second. Every second counts. So, make every second count.
The dream shattered, sent home with $7 in my pocket. I was like, wait, no, I gotta play in the NFL eventually. Those are my big goals. That's my dream. You realize that playing in the NFL was the best thing that never happened because it got me here. So my point is, look, you're gonna get your ass kicked. We're gonna get the shit kicked out of us. You gotta get up. You gotta have faith that the one thing you wanted to happen oftentimes is the best thing that never happened. So have faith and just keep that in mind and plug it away.
Just gotta do that 3 more fucking times. No biggie. Whoever concocted this here workout, you're the real MVP, because this ain't no joke. I wouldn't say I'm at the top of the mountain looking down, because those chin-ups keep kicking my ass.
Why do you want to work out? What is your goal? The most important thing is that you have a vision, that you have a goal. Because without that vision and without that goal, again, you're drifting around and you're never going to end up anywhere. People don't become successful just by accident. You know, I mean, maybe the guy that found gold in California and started the gold rush, but don't count on that. That's a one in a lifetime kind of a situation. So you got to really have a specific goal. And to me, to have that vision that I want to be Mr. Universe, that I want to be the greatest bodybuilder of all time. That was a great vision, and that specifically to look like Reg Park and to be up there on that stage and to lift the trophy overhead and to win
I'm
the
at the
championship
halfway
over
point here,
and
guys.
over and over again. So that was a great goal. You have to have a goal. Now, it doesn't have to be that specific goal, but it has to have some goal. This is why I always recommend to people, sit down, take your time, and start thinking about why do you want to work out? What is your goal?
So I'm at
It
10.
could be as crazy as it is. It could be, you know, I want to impress girls. If that's your goal, so be it. But
So I'm at 10 down. All right, so when you guys get to 10, if you're doing this, you got 10, 10. 10, 10. And then you can put the fucking rear view mirror up, start looking in the back. These next 2 sets of 10 ain't no joke.
All over my bedroom, you know, wall.
It's real
So that
careful.
every day when I go to sleep,
you put on
every day when I
mixes,
wake up, And look at those pictures and they
Mix,
motivate.
some kind of mix.
You
This is
need
a
that
mix from
motivation. And
YouTube,
therefore, you have this
Facebook,
kind
and
of
Instagram. Usually don't
imprint
block it.
in front of you all the time, and you
So-
know exactly what you're chasing.
If you play a regular song, it should be blocked before I even posted it and be a waste of my time. So
People always come up to me and says, "Why are you smiling? You're working like 5 hours a day. You're doing the same as the other
motivation, a
guys.
little bit of
But
Arnold
the other
in
guys
there.
have a sour face. They're pissed off that they have to do another rep or another set or
BTS.
something." I looked forward to another 1,000 reps of sit-ups. I looked forward to another 500 pounds of leg press or squat. I looked forward to doing more and more curls until my arms fall off. Why? Because I knew that every rep that I did and every set that I did and more weights that I lifted, I get one step closer to turning that vision into reality. So I was turned on by that. I was excited. I
much
couldn't
rather
wait to
just
get
do
to the
pull-ups.
gym.
Chin-ups suck. I didn't even do it yet.
I remember that when I weighed 245 pounds, and Bob Raferson, the director,
I think he said it'd be a
of
good
the
goal
Army,
to try to get it
said to me that I'm
in 10
interested
minutes.
in having you come in for reading and work on your
I'm sure there's some
acting
lunatics
because
out
I'm
there who can
interested
do
in
it.
having you in a movie to star with Jeff Bridges and Vitaly
This might be the
Diaz.
first and last time I attempt this. Not because it's hard, it's challenging me, but these chin-ups, I'll tell you. I'm gonna have to work on a whole different type of mobility just to get these puppies going again. This here radio just died.
Powering on. Welcome to Alltech Lansing.
I'm gonna get some music going here. I don't know if I can get this thing moving.
Delighted about that. I was excited.
Oh, look at that.
Something of one word. And then he
Look
said,
at that. That's some
"I don't
ingenuity
want
at its
more than
finest.
210 pounds.
One died.
You want me to be
Turn
in
the
the
other
movie,
one
but
on.
I'm weighing 245, 246.
Somehow didn't stop that
I say
video.
I just won the Olympia. I say in 19, which was 1974.
All right, now we're at 9.
And I was really at my biggest.
Yeah.
And but he demanded that, and he says, "Look, it's very simple. On the day we start shooting, he says, I'm going to put you on the scale, and if you don't make the 210, you're out, because I have someone else in mind." And I worked on it. I started visualizing myself very clearly as a lean athlete, because that's the only way I could lose that weight and all of a sudden get interested in running more, because up until that point I ran like 3 miles after training or before training or whatever, but now all of a sudden it was 5 miles, 6 miles, 7 miles, 8 miles, and they even ran mini marathons.
I'm at
in order
9.
to lose the weight, and I did everything in high reps, and I
9
was
chin-ups.
watching my diet, what I eat,
And
all this kind of things.
anybody who goes back and
But
counts
the
these,
day-
if I'm
the
one
day
off, 2
before,
off,
remember
do
we were in
apologize.
Birmingham, Alabama. The
Not
day
doing it on
before
purpose.
was at the YMCA.
Hell, if I give
with
you an
Bob
extra one,
Raferson. He was
just a
swimming,
bonus, 'cause,
and I was working out.
I suck
and I was
at counting my
running.
own
There was a
reps.
track there and I was running. He says, "Let's step on the scale." And I stepped on the scale and I weighed 209.
arms are getting
So it just shows you what
arms
is
are getting a little
possible
tight.
if you visualize
Just a wee
exactly
bit.
what you want to look like.
the beard's getting a little long again. Arms getting tight, beard's getting long. Hey Q, if you're watching this, I'm way past that 10-minute mark. I'm about a 20-minute mark right now. And it's looking like a hot 30 right now. And usually, I could do over 200 pull-ups in less than 20, less than, about 20 minutes. So I don't know how in the world
thing again is
things get it in 10.
the clear vision. Have the specific goal
I don't know,
of
maybe
what you want
faster.
to accomplish, because then
About 20
you never
minutes
go to
is
the
looking
gym
at
and you say,
200.
today I feel down a little
I mean, if you
bit.
did 6 every
I
minute
don't
on the
know
minute,
what it's all about. I don't know my life.
that's
I'm
120, ain't it?
confused. No.
So 7 every
I
minute on
tell
the
you
minute.
that I was a perfect example
140.
of someone that was not confident
I
at
don't
all.
know. It's a tough one. I'm gonna get at it. It's not bullshit over
I
here.
mean, when I was a kid, I was just like
chin-ups.
any other kid. I had hang-ups and problems and all this. But when I joined the weightlifting club and I won my first little trophy because I did the best clean and jerk, and then we went to another meet and I won another little trophy, I started feeling like somebody. But the bottom line is, everyone can use the same method, because I used it in politics, I used it in making money, I used it in everything that I've done in the movie business. When you have one little victory, little victories add up, and that is what gives you then ultimately confidence. Well, for me, the most important thing always is to
surprisingly,
have a deadline. So
people don't really
when
think that
I,
they're
for
working their
instance,
chest when they're doing
had a
pull-ups,
competition,
especially from chin-ups.
competition was
Your
in the
chest is
middle of
getting pumped.
September, and
Obviously,
it
your
was
core is
now
working,
beginning of
but
summer, so there was no
really,
more time to screw around.
this little
So
flip,
there was the time now to get,
it's almost
going
like a
on the
push-pull.
diet,
I mean, I'm
going with the training,
expanding.
and not slack off at all, because there was
Making
a
the blue
deadline
shirt
here.
get a little tight,
Day of
like
the
Superman
competition,
shirt.
I had to be in the best shape possible.
Far
And I
from
knew
Superman.
that if I come to the competition and I lose because I
Ain't
did
leaping
not
no
schedule my
buildings in a
training the
single
proper
bound.
way, or I didn't have the right frame of mind, or I didn't give everything, literally worked my butt off, I would be just so angry. So I never wanted to be in that situation. So this is why it was very important to pick that time and to say, this is when I have to be in top shape, then I work towards that. But it's not just with the competition. I mean, they're always the same in the movie business. I mean, to me, it was always a big advantage when I said, okay, my
tendinitis
movie
coming
starts
back
on April 1, and I have now 3 months, so I have to get really in great shape. So you pick those times. It could also be that you have no movie,
Snapping really
no
hard.
Mr. Olympia, no Mr. America, no Mr. Universe coming up, or any of those things. But you
Ain't
say
the
to
best on
yourself,
your joints, but
the summer starts in June.
kind of
I'm
like
gonna
staying.
go to the beach in June, and at that time,
Kinda like staying
I want
here,
to be in great shape. So that creates
which looks like a
urgency.
lockout.
That makes you really
Not
start
purposely,
training
but I
hard
don't
and
like
taking it
this. I don't
seriously.
like.
Because if you don't
I don't
have
like
a
that.
specific
That
plan,
snap.
then you want.
Hurts. Oh, look at that. Both of them are dead. I think.
Around them, and you can have, as I've told you many times, the best ship or the best plane in the world, but if you don't have a specific goal where you want to go and when you want to get there, you just drift around and you never get anywhere. So this is why it is so important to create that urgency and have a specific time when you want to be in shape. Well, I mean, look, everyone has a problem with time, but the day is 24 hours and we sleep 6. Now, I know there's some out there that say, whoa, I need 8. Well, I say just sleep a little faster. Because the bottom line is we
Come on,
have
son.
6 hours of sleep, 24 hours are available, so you have 18 hours now available to your work, your family, your hobbies, and also to learn something new or to do something new, which could easily be that you want to learn a new language, or that you want to read as a New Year's resolution, I have to read a book every week, or you say, I'm going to go and reshape my body. So you're going to go and take this hour out of your schedule and say, I'm going to train an hour every day. So this is, for most people, a huge challenge, but it is totally doable, I can tell them, because the kind of things that I did when I came to this country, I mean, I went to school, I was working on construction, I was working out my 5 hours a day. I was taking acting classes from 8 o'clock at night to 12 midnight. I was doing all of those things. I wanted to make sure that out of the 24 hours of the day, that I don't waste one single hour. Those hours were too precious. And so there I just want to tell people, don't give me this thing, I have a difficult time with the time and I don't have time for this and I don't have that. You have time. You make the time. When you get up in the morning, don't think. Just roll out of bed, go in your life cycle, or go on a bicycle ride, or go to the gym,
might have been
work out.
far-fetched
You
on
know
the
that's
third.
what you have to do, and then read something and learn something. So don't even think about it. Stay hungry. As soon as you think that you're perfect, that's when you're screwed. I gotta get better. I gotta lose more weight. I gotta trim down my tummy. I gotta get bigger calves. I gotta get bigger deltoids. You know, if you're not quite reaching your goal because you didn't do everything that you could do, you have time. You make the time. Too much is not enough.
If I fall down, I have no fear of fainting in the gym because I know it could happen. I threw up many times while I was working out, but it doesn't matter because it's all worth it.
Stay hungry. I do everything that I can to be a winner and to get the body that I envision. If you do something, then do it. Go all out. You have time. You make the time. You can do it. You can do it. You can be the greatest. Do it. Go for it. I looked forward to another 1,000 reps of sit-ups. I looked forward to another 500 pounds of leg press or squat. I looked forward to doing more and more curls until my arms fall off. Why? Because I knew that every rep that I did and every set that I did and more weights that I lifted, I get one step closer to turning that vision into reality. You can do it. Why do you want to work out? What is your goal? If I can see it, and if I can believe it, then I can achieve it. You know, everything seems to be always impossible until someone does it. I want to be Mr. Universe. I don't want to be the greatest bodybuilder of all time, to win the championship over and over and over again, and to lift the trophy overhead. So that was a great goal. You have to have a goal. You can be the greatest. You can do it. I wanted to make sure that out of the 24 hours of the day, that I don't waste one single hour. Those hours were too precious. You have time. You make the time. Stay hungry. Little victories add up, and that is what gives you then ultimately confidence. You can be the greatest. Stay hungry. We all fail. The key thing is to keep in mind what is your goal and keep looking at that as you get up and dust yourself off. Work your butt off. It is so important that you work your butt off. Don't ever look for shortcuts. We are not going to be remembered for how much we made, but for how much we have given. Make sure that it is not about me, that it is about we. Turn the me into we. And I guarantee you that you can change the world. None of us can make it alone. None of us. Not even the guy that is talking to you right now.
That's a lockout. Fucking scapula stick right there.
I know I wouldn't be here without my parents. Creating me, nurturing me.
Trying to get that scapula through there.
When I went to school, there were the teachers.
You discredit any of these.
The coaches.
You won't hurt my feelings one bit. Because this shit is actually
And then in the evening, my father was
really good.
Sports, coaching us in soccer, and in the winter, skiing.
Mentally and physically, I like it.
My father taught me about discipline and my love and appreciation for sports. And he gave me my first great advice by saying, whatever you do, Arnold,
every time I get down to five, I get frustrated at fives. I don't like fives. Below
if I
five,
wouldn't have met a lifeguard at the lake
when
where
I
I
go.
grew up,
I don't want
and
to
some
stop.
bodybuilders that
So I hope I don't
introduced me
get
to
stuck.
weight training, and they taught me the first chin-up on a branch of a tree by that lake. And that eventually introduced me also to a weightlifting club locally, where the coaches taught me about powerlifting and weightlifting and bodybuilding. They helped me, and they nurtured me, they pushed me. And then eventually I saw a magazine with Reg Park on the cover. It said, Mr. Universe becomes Hercules. There was Reg Park in a Hercules pose on the cover. I bought that magazine, and I read the story from the front to the end cover. And let me tell you something. I read exactly how he trained 5 hours a day, how he became a champion, Mr. Universe 3 times, and how he went to America. And then he was discovered into the movies, Hercules movies. Well, when I read that, I found my vision.
OQ.
Let me tell you, the most important
We're
thing
about
in
at
life
the
is to
30-minute
have
mark.
vision.
I
Know
thought I'd
exactly
finish it.
where you're going. I found my vision.
10 minutes, he
That
says.
magazine, Reg Park, gave me
Oh, I
my
wonder what you
vision
did. I
for
bet
my
you did it a
life.
lot faster than me.
And 5 years later, after training 5 hours a day, just like him, and doing his exercises, I became the
I'll be the
youngest
guinea
Mr.
pig, that's
Universe
all right.
ever.
reason why I want you to understand that is because as soon as you understand that you are here because of a lot of help, then you also understand that now is time to help others. That's what this is all about. You got to help others. Don't just think about yourself. Help others. Tear down this mirror. Tear down this mirror that makes you always look at yourself. And you will be able to look beyond this mirror and see the millions of people that need your help. And let me tell you something, when I heard that, it all made sense to me. That we have to go out and help. Because I decided not to listen to the naysayers, and because I decided to work as hard as I did in bodybuilding, it's a myth. Now I know you're going to say, look, we have read so many stories about you. And we saw documentaries where they talk about that you are the model of the American dream and that you are the perfect example of the self-made man. Well, let me tell you, I have seen and heard and read those stories myself. I enjoy reading them. But the fact of the matter is, it is not the whole story. I didn't make it that far on my own.
Yeah, no way you do that in Broken now.
I mean, to accept that credit or that medal would discount every single person that has helped me to get here today. That gave me advice, that made an effort, that gave me the time, that lifted me up when I fell. That gives the wrong impression that we can do it alone. None of us can. The whole concept of the self-made man or woman is a myth.
I think that's 4. Might be doing 4 twice, I don't know. Oh, man.
Never ever think small. If you're going to accomplish anything, you have to think big. You have to go and shoot for the stars. The biggest challenge most people have is because they think small. And the reason why people think small and why they choose small little goals,
I think I did 3.
They're afraid to fail.
I think I did 4 twice, but
for a big goal,
that's what I mean. I suck at counting. I probably missed a couple, so I'll just give them 4
they're
back.
afraid of failing. It's one of the most common things why people are frozen and why they cannot make a move in life.
Otherwise, it's the Brotherhood 228.
I say to myself, hey, I'm not worried about failing because that's part of life. You're not going to go and win everything. And how far can you fall? Look at this. This is the ground. That's as far as I can fall. And you know something? That the only time you really consider the failure is if you fall
legs are shaking.
and you don't get up. But if you get up, you never consider the failure. So I never considered myself a failure. I always considered myself a winner, even though I fell every so often. But I always got up and I always moved forward. This is the important thing. I never had any patience, of course, for thinking small. If you do something, then go all out and do it well. This is not just the case in bodybuilding. I didn't just want to be a bodybuilding champion. I wanted to be the greatest bodybuilder of all times. I wanted to have the most muscle, the most muscle of all times, the most definition. I wanted to win the most trophies, the most world championship titles. I just wanted to be the best. And the same is also in movies. I didn't just think about being in movies. No, I wanted to be a movie star. I wanted to have a basket title billing. I wanted to become the highest paid entertainer. I basically wanted to be another John Wayne. What's wrong with that?
That's it. I don't know how long it was, but it was good.